Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. Today, as you can see, we are together today in studio. We are now in separate area where we, communicate from different angles. But now we are sitting right here in our SKTV studio in Glendale, Arizona. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us this morning. For us, it's in the morning. If it's in the evening at your end, we want to say good evening. If it's in the afternoon, good afternoon. Just depend where you are. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I know today we have a lot going on in Liberia and around the world, but our focus is still going to be on Liberia. We're going to be discussing politics again, and we are going to be discussing politics in a very deeper sense. The question is that what is your expectation, or what are your expectations when it comes to 2023 general and presidential election? What are your expectations? What do you expect? What are some of the things that will happen? Or what are some of the things that must happen in order for anything to happen? So we'll dig deeper. We will go pretty much very, very deep and tell you our expectation. And our colleague will be here. Telco was just here. She will be here shortly. So we want to encourage each and every one of you to make sure you share the show. Steve, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Kane. It feels good being here, hanging out.
I know.
Today that muscle day.
I don't know about
Today that muscle day, Mr. Kane is showing muscle.
By the way, from here, we got to go to the gym.
Yeah?
Yeah, since you talk about muscle, from here, we got to go to the gym.
We discussed that one off camera. But long story short, we want to welcome all of you. Welcome to SKTV. Today is a good day. Today is the 19th of February. Can you imagine? February is almost over, Mr. Kane.
Time flies, man.
Yes, we're just saying Happy New Year here, but here we are. Today is the 19th, 2022. The time here is still after 11 a.m. in Arizona. We're sorry that we were late. We had lots of some technical difficulties that we had to take care of.
Yeah.
So that made us to run a little late. But we appreciate, many of you who have called, text, and so forth, asking when we're coming on, when you're coming on, when. It's a good thing. So we know we owe it to you guys. We're here. We want to reference the Liberian people as the most important people on earth. Most importantly, Liberian women as the most beautiful women on earth. Today we are here, like Mr. Kane said. What are your expectations, or what do we expect for 2023, especially with the internal wrangling in the CPP and everybody going their separate ways, and the government is doing their own thing, and the government on the noise too bad to start. What really going on for 2023? We'll talk about it today. Mr. Kane said we'll dig deeper, so we're here. And we have the necessary conversation. Today we're looking for friends,
So you want to play your favorite music this time?
No. We got to find friend. We got to find friend. We got to find friend. This CDC and the.
What kind of friend? What kind of friend you looking for?
We got to find friend.
You don't want friend to take picture with, or you don't want real friends. I just ask you, what kind of friend you want? Picture friend, or some kind of friend, real friend?
Well, the friend we want to find. The
political friend you want?
No, I don't want OA friend. The friend that one can be in the OA. I don't want it.
So you want the friend just to be recognized?
No. I don't want that kind of friend there. That baggage friend there. I don't want that kind of friend there. I don't want friend there.
Me, let me see some good friend in here, sir, because you own a friend. Oh, I got plenty of friend in here.
Well, somebody say I'm looking different. Yeah, I can. How I can be looking sometimes. I can look different.
You know why the man looking different?
Yeah, go.
The man.
I fall down inside.
The men are bright man. The men saying that yeah, looking at a black man from all the way from Queen. The men, when you mention that near me, you make a look like white man. Because me are dark. You see? So that's why the men looking different. The men looking sharp, bright and looking nice and everything. Well, me, I too dark.
Mr. Kane, guess what?
What?
Just before we play the music and share the show, yesterday we had a good time. on SKTV.
Yeah.
It was very good. And some people wanted to bring politics.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about it. I mean, how was the show yesterday?
We had to divert them to today, and the rest of the day. Fridays, we're simply, the show was very good yesterday. From the reaction, we're getting the feedback. So
yeah, I kind of shared the show from the beginning, and then I left.
Yes, it was just the first one, but it was good. The turnout was good. Our people turned out. And people are watching, people are sending feedback, whether from Liberia or other parts of the world. Many people say it's much needed.
Okay.
They're encouraging us to continue and and so forth. So yeah, so it was pretty good, and we look forward to more this coming Friday, and the next Friday and so forth. So SKTV looking like we'll be busy. So we're adding different things, moving different things and so forth.
That's good, man. That's good to hear. So folks, for all, now one thing we can do every day, and we'll not forget to do that because the only way a lot of people can see us, you share the show, yeah.
Yeah.
People complaining that they're not getting the automatic, notification. Usually people get notification directly and they come, but some people can see it. Imagine we have 380 some more thousand followers. So we'll get here 1,000, 2,000. That is nothing. But one of the reasons why a lot of people can come at the same time, people are on different time zones. Some people watch the show after, some people watch the show during the show. But majority of the people are complaining that they're not getting a notification. The last time when we contacted, we were told that because it was the coronavirus, a lot of people were home. That was impacting internet services. It was also impacting the workforce at the social media offices where they don't even have enough people. They will even tell you, say, this is not normal, if you send a message, do not expect us to respond to you at the normal scale. So a lot was going on. But now the coronavirus is dying down. We hope to have a corona-free environment soon. If we don't have that, at least let's get to some kind of normalcy, But yes, indeed, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you. The thing about it, when you share, we can know. If you don't share, then we don't. That means we're not going to have thousands of people. We're not going to have a couple of hundreds of people, So, but we want to be heard by thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. So please go ahead and share the show, okay, folks? So we want to encourage each and every one of you to do that. But before we go, what we do right now is to play the song that say "Find a Friend Like Me." And the one thing about that song though, they didn't want to say "Find a Friend Like Me." We say, if you don't want betrayal.
So this song came in a timely.
Yeah, this song, it came in a very timely fashion.
Yeah.
And now what the people are doing, they're it's something they call blaming the victim.
Yeah.
So people who betray are now accusing other people of betraying them. So I want you to share the show. It's very
so you trying to say Senator Yomika lawyer Bernard Yue and Joseph Yuma Boaga betray and they're not coming.
They betray, they're not coming. But they say
they
betray the people, but they say they're not coming betray them. Yo,
but if you really look at it from a logical standpoint, I can one person betray 3 people at once. Anyway, like you said, we'll dig deeper. We'll get into it. We're here today.
And you're the psychologist. They call that one reverse psychologist.
Exactly.
Right? They call it reverse psychologist. They know the truth, but they turn it around so you can believe it. But me, I'm not a psychologist, so I can. I only left my, let my teenager for the way people behave. So folks, share the show if you haven't done so. If some of you, I'll come start calling your name. If you don't share the show, I'll call your name. Yo, I'll call your name. Naomi, you haven't shared the show yet. Sheikh Faluku, I don't know, wait. Sheikh Fire. Elizabeth. None of you have shared the show yet. You got to share the show. Because I won't be calling everybody. They do plenty now. The number is getting too plenty. But you got to share the show. That's the most important thing. All right. But today, trust me, we will walk you through, we will predict, and you will see exactly. We said a lot of things in the past, and they came as we said it. But we want to encourage you to share the show today so that when we talk, you get on record. Before 2023, you will see something that may shock you. But yes, let's do the music, and then we'll use that time to share the show. Maybe by that time, before we finish now, maybe we'll get a lot more people. At least we having some people coming in already. Some of you are sharing, which we appreciate, but everybody got to share, not just some people.
Lump.
It's
Find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me.
Bombe oh, find a friend like me. Bombe jene oh, find a friend like me. Bombe, find a friend like me. Bombe jene oh, find a friend like me.
Hey, see bestie, your bestie not sweet like my bestie. Your bestie la bestie, find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy. Find a friend like me. I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some of them say they want me go.
I say
Some friends yelling like oh. Some friends yelling like oh. Some friends yelling like oh. Friends yelling like oh. Hey, see bestie, your bestie not sweet like my bestie. Your bestie la bestie, find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy. Find a friend like me. They won't step on my blessing, but God get it breaking, yeah. They won't call it my blessing, but God get it breaking, yeah.
Friendship, see friendship. Can't see property friendship. And I want no bad for friendship. Wangolo, wango for bestie, wango for daddy,
I hear them say they want me go. I say I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some friends yelling like oh. Some friends yelling like oh. Some friends yelling like oh. Friends yelling like oh. Hey, see bestie, your bestie not friend by my bestie. Your bestie la bestie, find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy, find a friend like me.
DJ Young T.
you got money like Johnny. You funny. It's
Okay.
I saw some people partying. Mr. Cannon was very
Yeah,
wow.
I saw tell.
So fresh then now. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow.
I can't tell you what you do.
You come and tell them for what?
What you do behind the scene?
How you do that?
Yeah, you just only behind the scene, and then you did another thing just now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk there.
Talking. No, don't talking.
But I don't understand it.
Well, Yaka. You know, you know what I say.
Tell me it's a character and let it go.
Yeah, you know what you said. So, folks, once again, tell. Good morning, good afternoon. I don't know. For your end, it's good afternoon, I guess.
It is afternoon.
All right. So, our discussion today, we said the discussion going to be about expectation, prediction, and also some noisy truth telling. Sometimes you say some truth that people can be really, really mad at you. But it's important that we say the truth. So since we always say ladies before gentlemen, unless you tell me say you don't got no you got no expectation, then I can tell you my expectation. My one can tell the whole show and I tell you my expectation. But I'm not going to do that. What are your expectations amidst everything that's going on right now, in the middle of everything going on politically in Liberia? What is your expectation for 2023?
Well, let me greet the committed followers of SKTV. They would have been doing everything else, but they took the time to be here, and we certainly don't take that for granted. So I want to say happy Saturday. Hope your day or your night or your evening is going well. And we're so glad to be here again. As far as expectations for 2023, I'll be very honest. I think I had some good expectations when I saw the merger or, whatever, the CPP coming together. But with all the breakaway and the inabilities for them to resolve the conflict in a better way and move forward and put the Liberian people first. And they failed in that area and in more ways than we can even discuss today. So with all of that, my expectation is very low. They've ruined the trust. So in my opinion, I think this is another easy walk for the ruling party or President Weah. They made a win for him very, very easy. Very, very easy. And I see him there, unfortunately, another 6 years.
Well, I got to take a deep breath with that expectation because that one is a tough one to swallow. That one is a bitter pill, but it's too big to swallow. Some pill can be bitter, but it can be small at least. You can throw water on it and then, you will still feel the bitterness in your throat. But when it's too big, it can be hard to go down. So for me, I'm not sure if that's how I look at it for now. But I mean, I love that expectation. And the blame here is squarely on the failure of the CPP. Steve Woolley, Bossman, what is your expectation, sir? Or what are your expectations?
Well, the first thing I wanted to say is the CPP now holding or the disagreement within the CPP could be viewed or could be termed as...
I don't know. You can hear Steve because the man talking to... I don't know because the man looking for friends. He trying to house,
I noticed when Steve comes to you, he can be all well. You can whip him before he comes and show it.
No. You know the problem?
He can be different.
No,
He's just like more shy and old.
He's a psychologist. I don't know what kind of color you have. Maybe me as psychology.
That brother ecology, because that's the second time I see with both of y'all together in the studio. He's
making me quiet.
shy.
And today, you know what can make a man to get off?
Uh-huh.
Now you don't want can do that. So you got to do that today.
Pressing button, yeah.
Press the button.
No, I'm not do that to my friend. I'm not do that to my buddy.
Well, Mr. Kane and tell.
Hmm.
The first thing the situation with the CPP is it's a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
It's a blessing in disguise, considering there are lots of silent majority voters that would have loved to support people with credibility, people without tainted records, people who have worked earnestly, people who are not normal part of maybe the government or this, who have not been a part of the government or the system in Liberia, to be very honest. And I think for Mr. Alexander Cummings and the ANC, they wasted 2 years or more when they could have ventured by themselves, built correlation with more credible people without questionable characters. They could have, but they chose to go that route. Some would say because they wanted to appear as team players. They wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt that, you know, they're not selfish or they don't just want it for themselves.
Yeah.
But behavior does not change. It only subsides or it gets worse. So I don't care how much you take these guys with tainted characters, with questionable characters. You can't change them. It's not possible. Imagine somebody past the age of 50 and you're trying to say you want to change them from what they've known all their lives. It's not just possible. That's not how it works. That's not how we work as human beings. So these guys this thing was set up from day one, and Mr. Cummings decided to walk into it. So I blame him and the ANC for wasting their own time and setting themselves up when they could have used all these energy and the resources that they have to maybe go to the grassroots, you know, and do a lot of different things. So yes, so that's the context I see with the whole CPP thing. When it comes to the United Party, the ALP, and going for 2023, I don't really see what kind of merger or who else they're going to really bring on board. Because once you bring someone on board, automatically that person inherits your baggage. Even if they came with a good character, they become tainted. Remember when the CPP were together, people used to ask Mr. Cummings, okay, you say you clean here, man, why are you doing with criminals? Even United Party partisans, even those who from ALP, they used to always say that. So you see, so whoever decided to come with them should also be in the position to shoulder their responsibility and also run with the noise and defend them. You have to be on the defensive, whether you like it or not, or you have to make excuses. So that alone wastes time and wastes a lot of time. But here is what's a little optimistic for them. The last time Cyrus said it on the show, and I want to reiterate or re-echo what he said. We're going to see, you know, the negotiation skills of whether that Mr. Cummings, you know, to be able to reach out to other people who were optimistic. There are many people that wanted to support him, but they couldn't support him because of his connection to these guys. People are tired with the system. They're tired with the same old people. Josh Weah presented no option. People thought Josh Weah would have done something different. Josh Weah came, collaborated with the system, even made it worse, made the system worse. So it seemed like the hopelessness of the people gravitated towards Senator Darius Dillon. Senator Darius Dillon took him, he fought on inside too. So you see, so it makes the whole thing, it makes everybody to be a little skeptical. It makes everybody not to see politics and politicians as, you know, not being good people, whatever it is. But to his credit, Senator Darius Dillon, he's trying to redeem himself. That's fine. But how long will it take to regain that credibility or to regain this, you know, connection that he had with the people to motivate? So it will be up to them to not not only the ANC and Mr. Cummings and other people that want to support him, not only make the case, but it will be up to them to give voters hope, to mobilize, to rejuvenate. So all of these factors are in play. It's up to them now for the next 12 months. Can they do that? Are they able to do that? Are they able to pull it out? Are they able to galvanize what are in the diaspora back home? Are they able to make the case now, separate themselves from the system? For the CDC-led government, let me tell you something, Mr. Kanem. Let me say that to the Liberian people. Let me say that to seditionists and the president and everybody else. Let me say this. If CDC thinks the confusion within the CPP is a get out of jail free card or it's a walk in the park for them come 2023, they need to wake up. They need to wake up. Because not only that the CPP, to some extent, has frustrated many Liberians, but the government on a daily basis is not only shooting themselves, they are showing incompetence, ineptitude, and they cannot be trusted at every level. They cannot be trusted at all levels. They've done everything else but to do the right thing. So it puts them in a difficult position for people to even trust them or to even want to give them a second chance. So you see, let me tell you the truth. Whether the CPP or whoever it is, the CDC-led government is at a huge disadvantage. Who wants to really vote for a government who you find people mark justice? The police is not around, or nobody is there to Sonny. Most recently, we've seen the burnings or they're burning people who criminals or whatever it is, however you allege them to be. Most recently, there is no accountability. Most recently, you see the government not only involved into different plays and different things for money, but they're witch hunting people. The Bernie Samuka. Look, there is so much anger in the heart of the Liberian people against the CDC-led government that they can't wait for 2023 to punish them for what they've done to the Liberian people. So that myopic and utopian thought from the CDC camp, from the sycamore tree that they have, that 2023 will just, they don't understand the issues. They don't understand the issue. The issue here is, have you done well enough that the Liberian people are pleased with you to want to vote for you? Yes, there might be few seditionists, there might be few Liberians who are benefiting from the government, directly or indirectly, who see a fit. And that's in all governments. That's in all government or in all administration. Some people will be loyal to the government. But on a broader spectrum, Mr. Kane, the Liberian people are sick and tired of this government. They've made it 6-year low, they said that 20 years. So, long story short, CDC, whether they like it or not, they will not be re-elected. That is my prediction. They will not be re-elected. They will not be. They can go see the biggest medicine man in the world. They will not be re-elected. They can spend all the cash they want to spend. They will not be re-elected. The Liberian people are sick and tired of them.
Thank you very much to both Tel and Mr. Bully. I'm happy. I'm happy that you guys, have taken different direction, which is good. Tel said it's a walk in the park, and Steve said no, this is not a walk in the park. And let me give you my expectation. And my expectation is that the polity of Liberia will be sweet, will be noisy, it will be fun for us. What do I expect? I expect a lot of talking. And I'm talking about real talking. The lying will minimize. Because you know what? All the fighting between the Unity Party and ANC and ALP and Liberty Party was about the whole CPP, as to who to be the standard bearer of the CPP. So I think that noise will reduce. Right now, it's fresh. People are still angry about what happened, about the time they spent together. Somebody spends some time together, boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage. When you separate it right away, people can still be carrying anger. But guess what? When people start to talking to other people, other new friends, meeting new friends, and then, getting some renewed hope and stuff like that in their life, they'll forget about it. They will not totally forget about the past, 100%, but they will gradually depart from what happened. And I can and I can see that. And let me tell you something. If Teco is right, if this is gonna be a walk in the park for George Manawia and CDC, if this is gonna be CDC winning Liberia again, it is not going to be because of the CPP. It is not going to be because of the opposition. It is going to be because of the Liberian people themselves. It will also inform the world at large that George Weah is doing the right thing. Yeah. It will inform the world that George Weah is the right president for Liberia. Not because CPP now united, not because CPP not coming together, not because opposition people are not serious. Some opposition people are not serious. Then you will continue to endure suffering. You will continue to go through what you are going through right now. If George Weah is elected, it's a clear message. It's a clear message that Weah is doing everything he's supposed to be doing. It means that Weah is doing, when I see people pointing fingers, we rather stay with Joe Weah than the opposition. They're not sure. That means Joe Weah is better. That means Joe Weah is doing good. If anybody tell you, I'd rather stay with Joe Weah, let Joe Weah stay in power, oh no, Joe Weah will win. Those who are saying that, it means that they don't hate Joe Weah. They don't want to change government because of Joe Weah is bad, because of the level of inaptitude, because of the level of incompetence. But the reason is because they want to be there, or they want their person to be there. So if that person can get there, they don't care what becomes the future of the country. So that means no matter how it goes, there stays on good people. Opposition is not limited to CDC or CPP. Now CPP is destroyed. Communists and other opposition political parties in Liberia, they have the level playing field now to showcase themselves as to who they are, to market themselves, to tell the Liberian people what they have in store, what they can do. But to say, because opposition are not together, opposition are behaving like that, that means Joe Weah finna win. No, if Joe Weah win, not because of opposition, that means the Liberian people like what Joe Weah is doing. They embrace him. Because no matter what happened, no matter who is in the opposition, you know exactly your electricity is not like any other country. No matter what happened, you know very well that you do not have safe and clean drinking water in Liberia. You don't have that. No matter what happened, you know that your children are not going to school. You cannot afford to send them to school. You know that. No matter what happened, you know that rape is on the rise. Children being raped on a daily basis, especially by those in power, those with power that they can do anything and everything and nobody will stop them. You know that. You know very well that the country's resources is being very mismanaged. Very, very, very much. You know that very well. You know very well that George Weah and his friends are getting richer and richer every day at the expense of the Liberian people. You know that. So that has nothing to do with opposition. That has nothing absolutely. It has nothing absolutely to do with what the opposition, whether united or they're not united. It only tell you, well, you were hoping on Paul. If Paul is not doing it right, let's start looking for Peter or Mary or John or Musa or Muhammad. But you can't say because you were hoping the CPP was just an aspiration, thinking that, you know what, these people could be the alternative. Now the tell you, no, we are not. Maybe there might be some people among us who can do better by themselves, but we collectively, we cannot coexist. We do not have that leadership ability. We are not able to keep that hope for the country. They told you that. Now, those who now separate themselves, who went the other side, and people who believe that Communist association with the likes of Bedina Ure and Boakai after 12 years, and Yombly, that some of them say think that she's corrupt, some of them think like that. If you were kind of like holding back or you were on the fence, because of that, now you have the leverage, you have the opportunity to say, you know what, I am moving forward. But the notion, the idea that Jowia will be elected, that means either way, if Jowia is re-elected, that means even if the CP was to stay together, Jowia was still going to be re-elected. Because let's assume if Jowia, if CPP, if CPP, you know, was to stay together up to the election, there were going to be only one person to be elected as president among the CPP. I hope you follow me. It was going to be only one person. Now that Jowia is not there, that one person will still be there. Nobody never had intention to run. Berina Ure never had intention to run. So, Boakai, if he runs, Boakai is still alive. Cummings is still there. So if the CPP was, let's assume the CPP will stay together, it was going to be either Cummings or Boakai. So now it's still going to be Cummings, Boakai, or what's his name? Or Jowia, or any other person, if they can make the case to the people. So now, everybody that were in the CPP with the intention to vote for Cummings as their president, they stay there. That number will not be reduced. They will even be augmented. That number will be added to. And those who were in the CPP simply because they wanted to vote for Boakai, they were still with Boakai. You see? But those who now were in the middle, that say, hey, I just want to see a better Liberia. It don't matter who becomes the standard bearer of the CPP. I just want to see this government go. Those people, they are the one now to make judgment between Boakai and Cummings, or between ANC or Unity Party. If you feel that 12 years of Boakai vice presidency was very good, was better, all you can do is to vote for Boakai and make Boakai president. You don't even have to look further. If you think Ellen Johnson should live 12 years with all the corruption, with everything that they did, the level of corruption to the point where she herself said corruption in Liberia is public enemy number one. The corruption was a vampire. They couldn't fight it. They never even try, in my opinion, because they had everything at their disposal to fight corruption, but they didn't do a good work, about it. So if you think, and Boakai came and said they had a lot of opportunity, but they squandered the opportunity. If you think Boakai can be president and change things around, then vote for him. Simple. If you think CDC, what CDC is doing right now, that's what kind of Liberia you want, wherein people can safely travel, wherein girls, children, or women can go out freely, without fear of being raped, if you think the country resources are being mismanaged and controlled by few people, handful of people, they decide what will happen with it. And they are not even distributing it to the country, but for themselves. If you think that is the best way forward, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. So people should stop pointing fingers. CPP is normal. But again, with a caution. If Commies decide, now let me not say just Commies and Liberty Party decide, if they decide they want to stay or remain within the coalition, that means CPP is there. That means the election will be CPP and CDC. And then whatever nomenclature Walker will carry, or maybe a unity party. But I still believe, personally, that Walker is not going to run for president. I still believe that. And my reason is very simple. He's tired. It's not healthy. And he said that. And you can, not only he said it, but you can see it. Unless people who are blinded by loyalty, people who are blinded by sycophancy, they will not accept it. But it's just a fact. Even when I saw the woman reading that document, I could tell, like someone who is reading under duress, like somebody who was controlled by people. The woman is a veteran when it comes to public service, but the woman is just tired. Like when your time is up, it's up. The woman walked with the paper. Mo Ali came in first of all and said, Mo Ali said, after the speech, after the statement, no question. A major press conference for the presidency of Liberia, you will come and say after the statement, there will be no question.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to ask yourself, Liberians, why? Because the document that the man was going to be reading was clearly scripted. It was written and given to him. And they want him to stay within our confines. They don't want him to go off. So they don't want any question because the man had no idea. That's why the man is going to read whatever they give to him. So Boaka came and do like this. Then he and read throughout the document because that's what they gave him. He read it. You could see him even sitting there. Yombly was even feeling more comfortable than Boakai. Benina Ure, who has nothing to lose. Benina Ure is always, got nothing to lose. He always, he eating with two hands from the government and the opposition. So Benina Ure was very comfortable, very, very proud that him and his son, they have successfully destroyed the CPP. They would successfully control Boakai and Yombly to destroy the CPP. Man, you were very happy. He was a happy man. In fact, even, he was supposed to sit down read by the papa. He said, no, Yombly, you sit in the middle. Bernard was a happy man. But Boakai would look very, very tired, uncomfortable, that somebody that don't want to be there. And these people, let me tell you something. God will punish some of you for putting the woman where you're putting him through. I'm telling you the truth. This is not good. I know it's politics, but no, they kind of politics, you got to stop it. Boakai, you could see him that he doesn't want to be over there. And he read it. He read the comment. So Steve, if you ask me, what is my expectation? My expectation that the politics in Liberia will be so sweet, will be so noisy, will be so much fun, and we will talk about it every day. And at the end of the day, I will predict there will be a new president. It's not going to be Joe Weah. I don't know exactly who it's going to be. But in 2023 election, there will be a new president. That's my prediction. Like I said, if we are changes, if the government change their behavior, stop corruption, and do what is right, I can even support them. But that doesn't mean they will win, because people are impacted greatly by what they have done for the past 3 years, going to 4 years now. So if Liberia people can come by and say, you know what, we want George Weah, then that would be a repetition of what happened. You came mama, you came papa, I will vote for you. You came mama, you came papa, but we're not gonna bring. We'll just vote for anybody. Because most of them, people who say that, their brain, their sense of reasoning were clouded with tribalism, sectionalism. That sense of belonging, this is us, we versus them, forgetting about the reality, forgetting about what is right, forgetting about what is best for the country. Many of the people who says you came mama, you came papa, I will vote for you. You know what they say? You know what most of them say that? Because some of them thought that time Elijah Nkrumah could be president. What? Before money gonna be president, then let me just vote for it. They make him do anything. He can kill all, he can do anything to all. We will take it. And what? And guess what? Ellen Johnson came again. They said the same thing, but in a different way. People are campaigning that Ellen Johnson is telling you sponsor a war. People said, no, we don't care. We would prefer anybody. But Madingo man, well, Muslim man. That's just the truth. And then Joey Akina say, you know, boy, you don't know, boy, we'll vote for you. You see? We know, boy. That means the problem is not with the leaders. The problem is with us, Liberian. You can tell, let me tell you something before I give you guys just to say something really quick. Let me say this. Think about it. Liberia, you see right now on social media, Liberians that you see right now engaging in politics, Liberia, you see right now, everybody defending their criminals. It's not different from Liberia that you see over there in Liberia. It's the same thing. All the people that you heard talking about, Joe Weah is this, Joe Weah is that, Joe Weah is this, Joe Weah is that. They said it. But guess what? When they are given the opportunity to even say hi to Joe Weah, they will feel like they finish into heaven. That's who we are. Everybody in it for themselves. Either name recognition or an opportunity to advance themselves politically. So majority of us are the same kind of people. We never change. Even those of us in the Western country, the one in Liberia, same thing. Right now, right now, if election is held today, you will see some people that you thought they were against your way. But when they see an opportunity for themselves. A little bit of opportunity. Trust me. In Liberia, we call it cross carpet. They will cross carpet. You will go slide away. Sometimes either you will not hear from them again, or they will go and take 380-degree turn. That's the kind of Liberia, that's the kind of people we're dealing with on a daily basis, Tell and Steve. So our people, sometimes I can ask myself, why am I in this thing? In fact, why can't I just focus on my business and do whatever I can do and forget? Because these people, majority of our people, they're so infested with this tribalism thing, and they religious fanatics, attitude, to the extent where their sense of thinking and reason is somehow be clouded so badly they can't see nothing beyond it. Majority of the people who are supporting Donny Samuka, you understand the boy say, we are a criminal, we steal money every day, but they are there defending Donny Samuka, say, yeah, we agree the men are criminal, but our own are criminal. Think about that. Think about Prince Johnson. You can say everything about Liberia when you mention Prince Johnson. People who are his people, they say, you know what? They made a freedom fighter. They made liberator us. So they made a criminal. They don't care about what happened. Similarly, many people are now suffering every bad thing going on in the country. But some of them, no matter what happened, they will never vote for somebody else. They will only vote for Joe because why? They are being brainwashed. Their sense of reasoning is locked. Nothing can go in there. Anything you say, they will insult you. Think about it. Let me say, somebody told me one time, say, Sekou, you are obsessed with Costa, because sometimes I mention something that Costa can say, and the way the put it is following can react to it, it can be so funny. Costa say, my people, and when I support any party, you will go there. Yeah, you will go there. And when I say why, you will say why. Yeah, we'll say why. If you follow me, you clap your hand. You will see them doing that. I can move around, I can support anybody, and you will follow me, yeah. Anybody but Joey, yeah. Anything you say. You see? So that means those people that they are in it, not because they want to see a better Liberia, not because they're seeing something bad wrong with the government of Liberia, not because they're seeing the incompetence of George Weah, but they are saying it because somebody told them. When somebody, they're not saying it, they don't know it, but because somebody told them George Weah is bad, so they believe George Weah is bad. And some of them too, they call themselves advocates, talk show hosts. They will go at any length for attention. Some of them will go at any length for money. They will do anything because there's nothing called integrity. So that's the kind of country we are dealing with. No matter who is in the game, no matter who do what, at the end of the day, Liberian will always be Liberians. Stephen and Tel. So my prediction is there will be a new president. I think it will be a new president because the people are not keeping themselves together does not mean that things have changed for the better for the Liberian people. And if things have not changed, they will find a solution. They will find somebody that can make the situation better for them. That's my prediction.
Thank you. So your chat be busy, your people be on you.
Don't forget what I want. I can only read for the most part when I'm not talking.
Oh, you're not talking? Yeah, me too.
When I'm talking, I don't read them because I don't want to be distracted. And some of the people, their mission is to kind of distract you and take you off guard, So exactly. And I'm kind of used to it to the extent where so that even if I read it, I won't allow it to get to me. Because some of the people that are doing it, I know some of them. Some of them are fake names. I know who are behind it, and some of them I know them. Those that have been brainwashed. Some people in that they got no sense at all. And most of them, they see these things as entertainment. That's why they jump from one show to another, from one
That's
show
a little therapy.
from one show to another. It's a therapy for them. So that is the problem. So Steve,
So I think I have questions and comments for you and Steve. But first thing, when I said, people don't trust you because it's a CPP. So the CPP not necessarily mean just the CPP, but opposition as a whole.
Opposition as a whole. Okay.
Because you know what, we have to look at it from an issue of trust, voters' trust, and the voters' fatigue. Yeah, you restaurant how the people say, George, we're in the past, you came my mind, you came my power, I'll vote for you. But we also have to take into consideration, though, and not, even if the voters vote now, doesn't mean that all the conditions are better. So that's why they're voting George Weah. They're voting George Weah because you know what? There's one-eyed giant. I'd rather stay with a one-eyed giant, even though he's busted by one eye or whatever it is. I'd rather stay with him because you know what? I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Sometimes you see people, the whole Liberia thing reminds me of like you're in an abusive marriage or whatever it is. You see sometimes I have some male friends, they will stay in a marriage even though the marriage is not working. They're there. And they're there for obvious reasons, but they're there. And also so some women too, they're in that abusive marriage. Their parents standing there and say, come stay to my house, leave. And for every reason to be there. So that's how the Liberian people are. They're not voting George Weah because George Weah has better than life. But they cannot trust the opposition, no matter what kind of alliance, what kind of merger or acquisition, whatever term we want to use. Yes, can the voters trust y'all as oppositions? 4 major oppositions came together and they shattered their dream. Can they trust y'all? No, it's not going to happen. They can merge all they want, but it's going to be a steep hill to climb. It's going to be a very, very steep hill to climb. They have a lot of work to do. And can the mergers even hold traction? Merger, you can do merger and acquisition for thousands of people. What is the result? Can it hold any kind of traction? Can it make any kind of major impact? Not at all. I don't see that. I don't predict that. But we'll follow it closely.
So the thing with politics, it's not about relationship. It's not about, and I gave you an analogy. It makes a lot of sense. But most of the people in politics don't see it in that way. And I think Liberians have gravitated from this idea of, we'll stick with the devil we know and the angel we have not seen. I think they've gravitated from that for one reason, for a couple of reasons. First of all, in one thing I've noticed with every country, for the most part, the voters, their decision surrounds the economy, security, health, and maybe justice or the rule of law. So those 4 different things.
That's the American voters there, though. We talk about Liberian voters.
No.
We talk about American voters.
It has been with the Liberian voters as well. And I'll bring it to that. It has been to the Liberian voters as well. There was just one guy, I'm just forgetting his name. He's a professor. Since I think 1986, he's been able to predict who will be the next American president, and he always gets it right. And one of the things I followed from him, from one of the 4 things he named, or he brushed around, I can make voters to gravitate this way or go the other way, are some of these factors that I just named. In Liberia, the question become, have the Liberian people voted before against a president, and the president went ahead and stole the election against the Liberian people will? Yes, it has happened. It has happened. So we're speaking a different context. In the context of wanting change, Liberians have always gravitated to wanting change. Whether the change that we're going towards was wrong or it was right, they've always wanted change, as evidenced by when they vote, in these different representative elections, senatorial elections, presidential elections. So yes, but from the George Weah standpoint, all these 4 factors that I just named, none of them seem to be working at all. So at this point, it is not an issue of trust. It is the issue of gambling the future as opposed to trust. So let's say, for example, and you made a good point that these guys were not able to keep the CPP together. But then the bigger question behind everything is their life better now? Do they see any bright future of their life getting better? No. And the worst part about the CDC-led government is they have gotten so comfortable to the point that they don't want to make any change. Even reshuffling the government at war. So that shows that there is no hope for change for the future. So why it does now, it puts the people in a defensive position. It puts the people in a position wherein, guess what? They got to bounce back from the war because they are so pushed. It's not that, let me say this. It's not that the Liberian people, some of them might not still love George Weah. No. That's not the reason they will vote against him. They will vote against him because George Weah is not seeking their interests. So at this point, it's interest over love. It's not love over interest. It's interest over love. And so the CDC-led government is in a harder position. They're in a harder position to be reelected. And sadly so, they have done nothing to regain the trust of the Liberian people. They have done nothing to regain the trust of the Liberian people up until today. They still continue to do the same thing that they've been doing from day one, from the day they came to power. And that's a little dangerous, that's concerning. Almost 5 years after, and you've made no change, and you've done nothing. So no, I don't see it that way.
What was this question?
No, I said plenty of things.
It wasn't a question. It was
more of a comment.
It was more of a
I can repeat all of my thoughts because I just did a brain dump for at least for 1 minute.
That's okay. That's good.
So then I have a question or concern for both of you.
Okay.
That I thought maybe bring it to the public here so we can all look into it. I'd like for us to look at the CDC. Let's bring the CDC to the mirror here. The Americans have resolved into bringing sanctions, targeted sanctions. We are talking about the CDC getting the position. I want to make this statement here. It will sound people will not resonate with it, but I want to make this statement here. Could we be headed?
Who is Patrick Kennedy?
I don't know why he's insulting Steve.
It's okay.
Okay,
No.
We
have
okay.
to maintain civility
Hey,
here.
let me tell you something. Let me make it a little bigger so you can see my face while I'm saying it. Let me tell you, we have told you over and again, you don't have to be here. You don't have to come here. We have a lot of people that have boycotted this platform and came back. Some of them never came back. They went and that's it. And that's fine with us. When we come here, not only we have our right to speak our mind, we also give you the same right to speak your mind. If you disagree, call in and state your opinion without being abusive or disrespectful to anybody. Normally, I don't want people. I can just take you to safekeeping without even, wasting minutes on you. But we try to be very lenient with many of you. If you come here, disagreement is not a bad thing. Oh, that's not true. We like that. Oh, no, you're lying. That's fine. If you think so, we are lying, you come and state the truth. But do not go in personal with people. We don't allow that on this platform. This platform is respected by many people because of the way we conduct ourselves. We always discuss the issue. You will disagree with us, we will disagree with you. We will make our case against one political leader or political organization. Sunday will be in favor of ANC, Sunday will be in favor of United Party, Sunday will be in favor of CDC or in the rest of it. But we don't insult people. Especially, most of our strong comments or negative comments mostly are directed at people in power because they were elected to do a piece of job.
Right.
If they are not doing it, they will get negative reflection from the people.
Right.
That's what we do. If you are government fanatics or you are one of those bootlickers, you better get out of here. The next time you insult somebody, we're going to block you. Some of you can only prove your limitation, how much you are bankrupt intellectually. You cannot have an intellectual conversation without being personal, without insulting people. It only proves how limited you are, how dumb and stupid you are. You will come and insult people. Have a conversation. If you think it's a lie, say open the lie. I want to come in. I want to debunk some of the things you guys are saying.
Right.
Come and debunk us. Come and refute our comments. Say, no, that's not true. Say, cool, here's the truth. Oh, Steve, no, that's not true. I can tell you exactly what it is. Come in and educate us. That's why this is our platform. All of us, not just the three of us here on here. Everybody. It belongs to you. But I must also add, it belongs to decent people, good people, intelligent people, not the peanut brains. Stop it. Steve may continue.
Yeah, so I have a question for both of you, and this question is that one question, but it has two parts. I want to lay the basis for my question. And the basis for my question is most recently we've seen New York has the court has ruled that President Donald Trump and his children go to testify on an oath. So which means they can't lie. If they lie,
they're not supposed to lie, but they can lie.
You're not supposed to lie.
But they can lie.
Yeah. It means they're not supposed to lie, but if they lie, if they lie, they lie.
Very good. Okay, let me use that word. You're right. Let me use both of you are right. They're not supposed to lie. If they choose to lie, it puts them in a bad space. And the reason they're calling to testify is because they have the evidence. They just want to corroborate it or hear their side. Very good. The reason I'm saying Donald Trump is because former President Donald Trump was a president. While he was a president, he did things that the United States government or the people of the United States are willing now to hold him accountable. Now, since we are talking about 2023, and we want to bring the CDC in context, the fact that there's going to be censure and pressure on this government, here are my two questions. The first question is there a possibility that President George Weah could negotiate if found culpable of crimes 2023, such as wouldn't run versus let me go free? One, is there also a possibility that whoever takes over as a new president would pursue justice, such as holding people accountable, because President George Weah and the CDC-led government refused to hold the United Party accountable? These are my two questions to both of you. Let's have this discussion.
But when you say, well, yeah, I think the first question begs for more questions. When you say, when you say, if President Weah will enter into a compromise, what kind of compromise? To not run for election 2023? And who is he entering compromise with? With the American government or with the Liberian people? Who?
With the Liberian people. I use the word negotiation.
So he would decide not to go?
Most definitely.
That's not even an option for discussion. That's not even on the table to discuss.
Why is that? We're dealing with a corrupt system, though. Mind you, we're dealing with a corrupt system. Who is always saying, leave it to God.
This man is been on and running, and his supporters pushing him to do so. That's not even on the table for discussion. So they don't hide him. He's going to come one May. I don't even care if the censure his chief of staff. He's going to go.
Okay.
He is going to go. That is not even up for discussion. So the next question,
Whoever takes over.
whoever takes over, for me, you have to win your trust. So we're looking at the players now that are vying for the position. I must hear them talking about corruption and the things in the country and be very vocal about it. And I don't see them doing it consistently. So I don't even think they're going to do it. Everybody going to protect their own, which we are seeing even on Facebook and, in the news and everything. Everybody shield their own. Every one of them, they shield their own. So I don't see it. I don't see, unless somebody who's going to wake up somewhere that not among the ones that we're seeing now, I'm not convinced.
So you're basically saying whoever is running should start stating things that you can hold them accountable for, in case they win.
We're not only stating, but start leading and showing those in small examples within their parties, within their environments, and all of them. Let's see those small steps first, those small actions. Then we can say, okay, I can put my 25 cents on this one that you can persecute this person if they go wrong.
Okay.
I don't see that. Not from a single one of them.
Thank you. Mr. Kane, it's on to you. What are the two questions?
So for me, before 2022, my belief was that we might not run for a second term.
Okay.
Before 2022. That was direct. That was flat out my position. And there were few things. There were few things that were, driven that belief. First, Judge Weah knows that he has proven his incompetence in terms of leading. And also, too many people are doing this on Facebook. People that follow from Facebook. No worry about it. So, and from YouTube, people that follow from YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Judge Weah knows that Liberian people have seen the other side of him. And since then, the results are now being favorable to him. And the people that he relied on have lied to him several times. They made him to believe, first of all, that they can remove Cabinet Janet and nothing will happen. That happened. Number one, the evidences that they brought were lie. Judge Weah was put in a difficult position. The entire country looked at him as a fool who will take a fight, unnecessary fight, that could be detrimental to him. Judge Weah saw that. Judge Weah got angry. Then the election of Dillon came. People reacted. You remember that independence celebration that they had when nobody went on the field before Dillon's first election?
Yeah.
Judge Weah was one of the most disappointed person in the world. That people lied to him. They told him, the people, they still got the support of the people, that they can win, that they can still get the people to come to show up for the president. That they gave him confidence. That's what Judge Weah said. Or Dillon and the Uri can never win election. Because they made him to believe that, yes, indeed, we got it. We got a number. They made him to believe that the number that they had 2017, they still have it. They thought like that. They made him to believe that. So now Judge Weah found out that that was not true. Jowiya saw how his number was declining. So Jowiya said, maybe I will leave this thing here with you guys. The second time, what's his name? What is his name? Tifa? Tifa ran against
Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas Fowler ran against Dillon. And they told the president that we have the number, we're going to win. And not only that, you remember the election between John Weir and Color Green? That man called Color Green, that guy from District Number 13?
Yeah.
Joe Weir went and put John Weir hand up. Because Joe Weir thought whoever hands Joe Weir going to put up there, that person will win the election. That man was flogged. Then Thomas Fowler, the political way thing happened. Thomas Fowler thing happened. Then to pour ice on everything, the 2020 election that happened, they lost pretty much everywhere. The Liberian people are not stupid, and Jowiya knows that. Beyond that, before Jowiya ran for 2017 election, the CDC went in several elections. CDC never won the presidency. And one of the reasons why CDC won the presidency in 2017 was because of the collaboration that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And that collaboration being destroyed. You can see Joel with them doing 8 day, blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you, that collaboration finished. That one spot. And CDC cannot win anything on their own. Even with the collaboration, they only had about 28%. With the collaboration in the first round. And a lot of things are going against Weir. His popularity is shrinking. CDC is a failure. Now people are saying that. People know now that, okay, yeah, we wanted Jowiya because of his popularity. We thought Jowiya got connection. We thought Jowiya got this, Jowiya got that. But now the people know that Jowiya has nothing. And the little resources that we had, Jowiya is mismanaging that.
Mm-hmm.
So against all of that, Jowiya could not just wait to finish his term. But now, when I say 2020, before 2022, so now we're in 2022, they are making him to believe again everything that happened, that was fiasco. Everything that happened, it didn't happen. That was just because of the CPP.
Right.
Now that CPP destroyed now, we can win again.
So they're creating false hope.
So they're creating false hope.
Okay.
False hope and false sense of confidence again that he can win. But in the end, if Jowiya realizes that this is going to be more the same, he might capitulate. He might not run. Trust me. But again, let me tell you this. The way I say this thing is going to get ugly. It's going to be nice. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be bittersweet. Some part will be happy, about to be smiling. There will be some areas of people will be crying.
Beautiful mess, as Steve is it. Beautiful mess.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful mess. So in the end, Jowiya, that's why they've been looking. Let me tell you something. Let me give you this breaking news today. They've been thinking about who to be president if Jowiya decides not to run, because Jowiya was disappointed at them. Jowiat believed that they lied to him 2 times or 3 times. The Cabinet Janet case, the Polita Way election. Did you hear what about Molu saying if did not win the election, he will resign? That's how much they have to. That's how far they have to go to assure the president that they can win the election. Did you hear Akara Grace say he will resign?
That was before when they collaboration together. But now they've seen their strength through their weakness, through CPP weakness.
So, if you look at it too, people, most of the people that won the election, most of those people, they were in the collaboration, but majority of them, not all of them, majority of them won on their own merit. With the support of the CPP, with the hope of the Liberian people thinking that CPP could be the alternative. That's why you see everywhere you go, all the election, most of the people that call themselves independent, they won. People that call themselves CPP, CDC, they did not win. Except those areas who, has some name recognition of the party. So in short, Teko and Steve, the government of Liberia, George Weah, they are seeing this thing with the CPP as a sad relief, thinking that there was a kind of big yoke on their neck that they have been released. But they are not doing anything positively to change the people's mindset about them. Because, it's like they were fighting against 2 things. Their own making, that we call self-inflicted wounds, and that of the CPP. So, CPP was kind of like a pain in the eyes for them. So now they're trying to get rid of the CPP. They successfully done so by infusing Benina Ure and his son into the CPP to destroy the CPP. They have done that successfully. But that's not all to it. People's life have not changed. ACO is around the corner. ANC is there. Tewon Bonglo is there. There are people who other people can trust.
But how much traction can that hold, though? How much traction? What impact can that make?
So,
as far as swaying the voters towards
that's why it's important. Remember the show we did the day before? I mean, the last show we did. Remember I said what they can do now is to make the case to the Liberian people, right?
Mm-hmm.
To renew that hope and aspiration to say yes, even though the CPP is destroyed, but this person or these people can liberate Liberia.
So, I got one question for you.
Yes.
So you said that we all know that most of the candidates they ran independently, but still enjoying the benefit of CPP. So don't you think by them staying together and campaigning together, most of all, that secured the win that they got, including Senator Dillon?
That's why I say some of them. Some of them will not have won without CPP. Most of them won on their own merit. Dillon won because of CPP.
So do you see the damage, the separation of cost?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm saying it. But those are not irreparable damages. Those are damages that can be repaired because why? The idea of the CPP still remains. The idea is still there. Everybody is saying this should be destroyed, should be this, should be the people are frustrated. People are angry. People are hopeless, thinking that, well, it's done. But it is incumbent upon us, you, myself, and everybody else, to restore that hope,
I can restore the hope of CPP.
To tell them, no, that's not for CPP. I'm talking about for better Liberia.
Yeah, I can tell them to vote
people,
right.
To tell the people that it's now all is not done yet. We can still do better. We can still do some session. Check ourselves.
Not true. And we can tell them to vote right. I can tell them to vote right, but I can't market CPP.
Exactly.
CPP leaders were the forerunners. They were the ones that's supposed to lead that charge, and they failed the voters. I'm not going to do heavy lifting for them.
No, I'm talking about for a better Liberia. That's why. That's why up to this point, I am yet to come and tell you, say, hey, I'm supporting this person, and I want you to vote for this person. I haven't done that. People can accuse me all they want, but because you know me, I don't care. Say whatever you want to say about me, I don't care. I care less, because my loyalty is with Liberia.
Right.
And I don't worry about what people say about me or what people think of me. If you do that, then you will not do what is right, because you'll be driven by the people's thinking about you. But if you care less, you focus, you will do what is right. So until I can come out and say, hey, I'm calling all people, everybody else, everybody that support me, everybody that believe in me. I know a lot of people I got a lot of people that believe in me. But I can say to a lot of people, my own thing is not just your Facebook talk show thing. I am deeply rooted in my community, and I'm respected and followed by a lot of people that believe in me, both in the diaspora and in Liberia. It's not because I'm the smartest person, but they know that I'm an honest person. If I'm in it, I'm in it. I'm not in it, I can't hide it. That's why I openly supported DeLong against my friends and brothers. Mohamed Douglas and I both served as FAMUSA president in the past. Sheikh Kuyate is my brother. But I supported DeLong openly. I didn't care what people were going to tell me. I heard a lot of stuff. I was called. People told me a lot of stuff, but I said no. I follow my conviction. And I'll give you reasons why I believe. And I still believe, in as much as myself and many people have had a lot of disappointment in Darius DeLong, I still believe Darius DeLong is better than his competitor. People in Darius DeLong ran against the Polita Way, the Thomas Fala, given their history, what they have done with the CDC, and what they continue to do. And Thomas Fala, for the most part, being somebody that went and created lies, fake stories, simply to remove Cabinet Janet. That tinted his credibility. And other corrupt attitude, serving as Ways and Means chairperson in the Liberian House of Representatives, being the pipeline for all the criminal money between the House of Representatives and the executive. We have record on most of those things. So I still believe Thomas Fala, Polita Way, DeLong, at the time, believe DeLong was better than them. Until DeLong can unveil himself more, I still believe at the time, DeLong was better than his competitors. I don't know what will happen in the future. But at the time, based on what we knew about them, DeLong was better than them. So I don't regret supporting DeLong. So when I decide tomorrow to say, hey, I'm supporting CDC. Hey, I'm supporting Cummings. Oh, no, I'm supporting, what's his name? How you call that, man? The guy who can dress like that.
Oh,
The guy who let dress.
Tata Cassell.
Yeah. if I decide to support the homeboy, I will come on clear and say it. And if you say, okay, if I say, you know what, let me go to Tiawan Gonglo. I will tell you reasons why. I was oh, you don't say man, they may leaning what everybody will so tell you, see, the problem, we, I'm not boasting, but I'm just stating a fact. It may not be hundreds of thousands and million people, but I have people that can shift the election. Numbers are very important in election.
Of course.
Numbers are very important. And every single number is important in an election. It can, every single number can make a difference, right?
Exactly.
So, what I'm trying to say here is that we are still open. We are still making research. We are still talking to people. Like I said before, me, I'm open to talk to anybody and everybody. The only person in terms of politics, especially the key players in politics in Liberia that I have never talked to and I've never attempted to talk to is Benin Ayure.
Why?
For some reason,
curious. I'm just curious.
Yeah, for some reason, I believe that Benin Ayure.
You don't have an answer of it personal though.
Yeah, no, it's not personal. That's what I'm saying. It's not personal. For some reason, I just believe that Benin Ayure politically is just there for the sake of being there. But Benin Ayure is not in politics to impact the Liberian people. Many people, you can disagree with other people, but the reason for the disagreement is that you believe that they don't have the answer, or they don't have record to support their quest, right? Mm-hmm. But for Benin Ayure, what he has been doing throughout is all about him and his family, his surrounding. That's all. That's not my problem. If Benin Ayure was a political actor and he's in this thing for politic reason, let's say the man wants to change Liberia, the man wants better thing for Liberia, but I believe that he doesn't have what it takes to change Liberia or to be president or whatever. We can discuss that. But I just believe that Benin Ayure is not in it for Liberia. He's in it. He's been like that from Charles Taylor time. He's been like that. So it's all about him. Why would it be personal between me and Benin Ayure?
No, sometimes people just don't.
Me small potato.
I'm just kidding. Because I know you always.
I got nothing personal. I just feel like Steve that Benin Ayure is a non-starter when it comes to presidency of Liberia. It's a non-starter. Nobody's going to worry about Benin Ayure being anything. And Benin Ayure himself knows that he can't be president. He can't even be vice president. So that's why I don't really bother. Because he's not going to take out, we're not going to add or subtract anything. He's just going to be a spoiler sometimes, and people who are buying into it, they will follow it. But Benin Ayure is just a spoiler. He's just there to make sure he secure what is in it for him, for his business, and for his surrounding. So with that, you can accuse Boakai. My only problem with Boakai is that Boakai is tired. He's tired, and he's yet to convince me that he is a leader because he's not showing that leadership. He's controlled by the people around him. And leaders are supposed to be leading, but not to be led. Leader can consult. Leader can, listen, can be advised. But leader cannot be led by other people, especially by those people who cannot lead themselves. So Boakai is sick. Boakai is aging. But for the most part, he's not well. That's my major concern. He's not well. And by himself saying that I'm not well and I got sick from the stress of the campaign in the 12 year of vice presidency. So anybody who would continue to push him in the same thing that he said that got him sick, I consider those people as wicked-minded people, selfish people, people who are in it to just use the old man and exploit the country. I know Buckeye will not run for president.
Buckeye will not run. We already know that.
I still say that. Buckeye will not run for president.
But let me ask the last question.
So that left the field with ANC and CDC as major parties, and then ACO and Tewan Gonglo, the homeboy.
We stay.
Did you see the picture right here in Mr. Comey's meeting?
Yeah. No, we stay advocating for helicopter to land.
So at the end of the day, let me make another prediction.
Go for it.
At the end of the day, most of these people that consider themselves change agent, most of these people that consider themselves as not being part of any corrupt system, most of these people that consider themselves as never served
in government,
most of them, at the end of the day, they will come back together. I don't know who will lead them.
But indeed,
they will come together.
They will.
They will come together, and that will be a renewed hope for Liberia, for Liberian people. People always gravitate towards change. I've said this before and again, I will say it. At the end of the day, those who believe that Liberia being in the wrong direction from J.J. Robertson up to now.
Charlie Quintan.
Yeah, who believe that? Charlie Quintan, those who believe that. They will come back, they will come together. And there will be somebody leading it. And in the end, they will take life, they will win the election. So I don't know who's going to lead it. That's why I'm not putting all my egg in one basket right now. I'm still searching. I got a lot of friends, like I've said this before, until I got a lot of friends in the Liberty Party that I respect so much. I got a lot of friends in the ANC. But the people that can really, really, really get on my nerve, for the most part, or the ANC people, they slow down now a little bit. Because for them, when you mention commies or when you say something negative,
that small cussing, that small kissing.
That mean you finish. You create enemy for yourself for life. And politics is not like that. Politics is not like that. Politics, you gotta be flexible. You gotta always even people that you don't like. You think they can impact your campaign. If you think they're important to you,
you bring them
closer. You can't fight everybody.
Mr. Kane, I want to ask you and Telco, and maybe you both can take maybe 2 minutes or less than 5 minutes to answer this one question. And maybe we can turn to the lines to hear from the people as well. I want to ask this question. I want to zoom back in on President George Weah, because this conversation, we might be joking, but it's going somewhere. It is going somewhere. And I'd like for us to pay attention. Do you believe President George Weah, in collaboration with the current CDC-led government, President George Weah should be sanctioned by the U.S. government? Do you believe so? Tell. And if so, why? And if not, then why not?
Well,
I don't put any situation again.
No, I can speak to it. I don't care. I speak on public governance every day.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's do it.
The people money matters the most, than anything else. I think just going to him would just be a erratic or rash mode, a way to approach it. I think you have to look at it from different perspectives. So tackling the different heads of the agencies or different groups that are responsible to carry out things that have carried out fraud, waste, and abuse, or some sort of corruption, you tackle it from there versus going to him. Yes, the tune from the top, he's responsible for all of that, but also that's why he put people in positions so that they may be able to do those things that he cannot do. So his eyes cannot be all places at the same time. Yes, the buck stops with him, but I think grabbing those people because we all know he's not an effective leader. He doesn't fire anybody. At most, you can get indefinite suspension. So just tackling those people from the different agencies, I think that would be a more effective approach versus putting a sanction on him.
So even if he's a direct benefit,
well, it depends what you're talking about.
Keep that in context as well.
I'm sorry, what?
Keep that in context as well. Him being a direct benefit.
Yeah, well, he a direct benefit, but ultimately you're gonna get to him. So you want to cut a tree, you're not gonna go poop straight and cut the tree. You gotta start from the roots and start breaking branches, small. It's a gradual process.
Okay.
It's a gradual process.
So you're taking more the diplomatic route.
Okay.
It's not diplomatic, it's just the most effective way that will get you the more result, the more results. So you have to. It's about strategizing, looking at the risk and everything. So yeah.
So
What you say?
yeah, for me, I believe President Weah might be included in the sanction,
Okay.
but it's not going to be right away, like Terko said. It's a process. What they will do with him, and the thing they are doing that already. That's how you know that you're not on the right side of the United States government or United States policy. They ignore him.
Okay. They play low.
They play low with you.
Okay.
That's the first thing they do.
Isolate you.
Isolate you.
Okay.
Without saying it.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, even they are dealing with you, they always send to you low-profile people.
Exactly.
That's what they do. When we see yourself in that position, it means that you need to change your behavior. Otherwise, that action, it might grow.
Okay.
It will keep growing. It will keep growing and growing, and then it will get to the point where, when they cannot handle you anymore, when I mean handle you, like they cannot, if they see no willingness to change on your part, then they will go direct. So, as a matter of fact, what they will do, if you start to do certain thing, even though they are not controlling your country as a sovereign nation, but when they see you trying to do certain thing, you know what they can do? They say, hey, United States frown on this.
Right. As they've been saying.
United States don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
United States don't. But they gotta make sure they tell you everything first. Then in the end, they will say, based on X, Y, and Z thing we have been saying, blah, 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 blah. Because of that, we have resolved to do X, Y, and Z. So as is right now, Liberia or George Money, we are as president. He knows that he is not in the right direction when it comes to the United States. That's why they've been fighting. That's why they've been paying money to lobbyists. That's why they're even paying money. I don't even know. They've been to pay money to an American media practitioner.
Bakari Sellers.
Whatever it is. Bakari Seller and then Roland Martin.
And Roland Martin to market them internationally.
To market them internationally. And when they say internationally, is the United States. They feel like their case has not been heard.
Right.
They feel ignored. He knows that. And in the end, Joe will be sanctioned. And the sanction will be he will not get what he wants. And then another thing will be, especially if the money laundering thing, if they dig deeper in the money laundering thing, and they found out that all the movement of money, especially with the private jet, if they found out that we were directly involved with that
and benefiting from it as well.
directly involved, that means it doesn't even want to benefit you. If you are a facilitator or you aid and abet something, you definitely, that means your WIA is perpetrator, not only benefiter. If the WIA is a perpetrator of those things, definitely United States will go hard, very, very hard on them, on him, because they have done that to a lot of people. You know, in any country, if you see America repeatedly talking about risk, security concern, corruption, they are talking to the president. They know what they're talking about. They say the country is this, the country is that, the country is this, the country is that. They're talking about the president. When you hear everything about Russia, it's Putin. They know vast majority of Russians are good people. There are a lot of people in Russia that don't approve what Putin is stupid and Putin can do. But every time you see anything, policy change, all those things about the country, talking about this, talking about it's the president. Every discussion about the country is the president. The president is the reflection of the people in the country. If you have a dumb man as your president, then your country will be viewed that way. If you have bright men, look at Obama presidency.
So Mr. Kanye, just before you continue that train of thought, then what do we make of this idea of pressuring? What signal does it send? And I want us to be clear on this, and maybe Tia can chime in after you're done, before we take one or two calls here. What do we make of the president's strongman or key ally in his cabinet, such as the name of Nathaniel McGill has been taunted as being one of the people that's on the sanction list. Jefferson Koji also has been taunted as one of the people. Thomas Fowler, of which we spoke, his own level of criminality is in the public. He himself admitted to it, his own record of that. I think that was huge stupidity from his part. But let's come to the issue. The issue is what do we say from a global context or based on experience or things that we've seen before when pressure starts to be exerted on your close people, your confidants? What do we say about that? Are you the target or what's going on?
That's a message. That's a message. And I want you to know, not only that those people are closer people to the president, but people who are sanctioning them, they know who they are. You know, it's not just like speaking in isolation that they know, oh, these people that, you know, who they are. They know exactly who they are. They know what they mean to the president. They know that when doing those things is a direct message to the president.
So that when they send a text message that they're revisiting Nathaniel McGill's file or his portfolio or his dossier.
Yeah. What McGill is doing.
Okay.
They know what McGill is doing.
It's an indirect message for them to act in the right direction, do the right thing.
Also, you're forming the president. You're forming the president. If our eyes are on McGill, we are looking at you too.
Yeah, obviously, two from the top. Obviously, obviously.
And especially for McGill, that's too close to home.
That's what I'm saying. So does that mean McGill will give her the president if he's pressured?
Of course. If McGill sees that, you know,
I don't know about that one. Just a lot of people didn't give me up though.
They did.
Oh my God! Many of them did.
Some of them testified.
Some of them did, but the key ones then they worked a step backward. So I don't know.
Yeah, but some of them did. And
some of them did.
So let's look into this scenario.
Let me tell you something.
Some of them did. Yeah.
If Taylor case, in fact, if Taylor case was going to be about Liberia.
Exactly.
Because the reason why you didn't see that level of betrayal and cooperation because it was not about Liberia.
Okay.
If it's going to be for, you know what, every monkey carry their tail, trust me, people are going to let everybody, people are going to throw each other under the bus.
So do you think we're still throwing on the bus?
Yes.
If pressure is exerted,
of course,
as we expect.
Yes.
So that means people will want to save themselves and throw people on the bus.
Yes. Especially when it comes to the United States.
Because the sanctions are two, and that's what's concerning to me. People are not paying attention.
Yeah.
Both, they're talking about getting the State Department involved and the Treasury Department. That means that money and travel, or money and restrictions.
Yeah.
So these are two key factors.
Let me tell you something. Let me say something. The Treasury, they mentioned the Treasury Department, right? Not only about money going to Liberia, money that they will help that they will give to Liberia, not only that, but they also pay attention to movement of money.
Okay.
Talking about freezing your account, talking about, like putting some restriction on you.
I'll be carrying it, or I'll be buying right now.
Telco, you understand? So, talking about putting some restriction on you in terms of money movement, also as a country, blocking a lot of help that's supposed to come to you. So when they talk about the State Department, mostly that one has to do with politics. That's the political department there. As to what the United States want to see or would like to see happening outside of America. Talking about their interest. Talking about who they can work with, who they can't work with. Who is working directly or in the right direction, or who is not working in the right direction. So in short, in the end, this sanction, the targeted sanction. That's why they didn't call it sanction altogether. Targeted, I mean, they have certain people who they're looking at.
That's the way to get the most results.
Yeah.
you people in
Exactly.
specific strategic people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you nip them,
Yeah.
you go halfway to the problem.
Exactly.
Halfway solving the problem.
So in the end, the president, if I were Liberian president, not president, I would be afraid. I would be scared. I would be very scared. Let me tell you. The people know how much you had in your account before you became president. The people know how much you spend in that money. I mean, in that multi-million dollars complex that he built in less than 6 months. People are aware. Why is it that the president's son, his own son, give a disclaimer on the house, on that place? You remember we had an interview with the press secretary when he told us that the president's give that place to his son. And his son is the one that owned the place. And then later on, he walked it back. They said, no, he was the president. Because people are paying attention. People are paying attention. So at the end of the day, George Weah will be affected, whether directly or indirectly, because he's the president. And every sanction or everything that you hear or you've heard about Liberia, when it comes to corruption, the country is risky, the country is security concern, this and that, all that point to the inaptitude or inaction of the president for doing what is right. We hear corruption. If somebody is engaging in corruption, if you fire them, that will serve as a deterrent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That will serve.
Fire and persecute.
Exactly, fire and persecute. But when you are there, protecting those people, that is called aiding and abetting. You help and facilitate criminal activities. You as the president.
Could we see Justice Kokpo? So, could we see Buffer Chambers?
Where you going with your name calling today?
Listen,
Possible. Yeah.
tell.
You left the SGO.
We come to them. We come the SG that bare ball. We talk about BB. We talk about the people that are trying to do what he's doing. All the mess people on he's a bad boy. You know what's going on for the most part. There's no potato there. So could we see the Senate pro tem? How about you? He's been around for a while. Same thing with these guys. They've been around for a while. And people think this is a joking matter in as much that we're laughing, but this thing is bigger. Every branch of the Liberian government could be affected by this. So this is not a joking matter. So what does it say to you if you, God forbid, Mr. Okana, you were there and this kind of thing is coming to your door and you get a lake that in that position in Ghana, but Uncle says they will freeze that one in Ghana too. The one in position in Kenya, they said will freeze it. I'm not trying to say Mr. Okana get money in Ghana. So last year, we don't know where, but let's just put it in that context.
I got money there.
Steve, let me tell you, the fraudsters are getting smarter.
I don't know where they are. I got money.
The fraudsters in Liberia are getting smarter, especially the ones in government. They're funneling the money to their friends' account, to their girlfriend's account, to their cousin's account. So they're not doing it the usual way that the government would, federal government, or anybody else would easily pick up. They're getting smarter. They're getting smarter.
That's a good thing you're saying, but then the thing about it is, even if you're
but people still trace it. I can't even talk to them. People still trace it because of the dollar amount and the activity. Because if you used to keeping $5 on your account, and all of a sudden you got the balance of 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, all those movements and activities, you think people are stupid? The people watch you.
So the people say when I go to Liberia and meet with the president, my mindset will change just like Spoon did. I don't even know whether
I rest. Let me drink.
I don't even know what kind of mindset that you're talking about.
I want drink fufu. I mean, I can't talk to them about people. You help me. I want drink fufu.
Wait.
I want drink fufu and soup.
Before we go to the phone line, don't wait. So people from Spoon Talk went to Liberia and met with the president.
I don't know.
Because I saw Keith Hassan adding there to say.
I saw pictures.
Yeah, I saw pictures. I saw Keith Hassan overly excited, more like dream come true. That's on him. Everybody got different dreams in life. If that was a dream to meet his president, as he calls him, that's good. Nothing wrong with it. But I don't understand about the changing of the mindset part. Because meeting the president does not mean that the country is corruption free. Meeting the president does not mean that the suffering of the people there changed. Meeting the president does not mean that the president is inept or he's incompetent. It doesn't change that fact. Those are facts that are established. So I'm not sure what is changing your mind. So what your mindset will change to be?
I personally don't really want to discuss that too much. I don't want to, because you see me, I can go off. It's anything that I don't want to say, so I don't want to dig deeper on it. So, and when I like, I've told you this, guys. I've told you guys this before. I like to drink my soup when it's cold.
If the president.
So whatever's going on right now in Liberia, I'm focusing on the big ones first, on the big things. But all the other one thing and the political maneuvering and
shenanigans,
quest for positions and all the things, I don't want to. Nana Makenja, it's not. It's not gonna change.
Leaving a president is part of our.
So it's okay. Me, I can I can listen to anybody. I can talk to anybody. I can meet with anybody.
So that's no problem with that.
But there must be reason why I'm meeting you.
What do you mean your mindset will change? But I did hear somebody. But maybe the people right though, because I did hear a talk show host saying that after I met President Weah for 4 hours, I have a different perspective about him. Now I know him better. So that person may be, speaking from that perspective.
Yeah, maybe
how can you
maybe that person speaking on a personal level.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not going to go deep into the conversation.
Yeah, that doesn't mean the president all of a sudden he's competent now.
The one thing
all of a sudden now the president now.
But I mean, so me, my friend, man, but I be taking.
The one thing. I can already talk today, yo. That let me talk.
The president are president.
Joe Biden are man.
The president are president. Not anybody.
I'm a friend, man. He may, you know what?
The president are president.
Even if you woman, but the thing about it is that I would just say one sentence.
But keep my mom for watching.
No, how do you feel your mom about?
Yeah. What is the telling me?
Because he too convincing to you. Because all the things you hear about on Facebook in the newspaper are not true.
Leave that thing. When you go convince me, that means you're leave that thing.
President.
But let me see. Let me on a serious note though. So on a serious note,
I'm again the
president, the president. But you know what? I mean, to each his own. Everybody can do whatever they want. But quite honestly, I would say this though, in one sentence. You know, sometimes we say it because we think we're all Liberians, whatever it is. We are guarded by professional standards or ethical standards, whatever it is. So even with our meetings, we have to know where to draw the line and where to play and when to get serious. Especially we who say we are mouthpiece for the people of Liberia or for things that are going wrong in the country. And so I will leave it at that until Sekou get ready to drink this soup when it get cold. Because when it get cold, we all will drink it. It will be GB soup.
We'll all drink it together.
I can drink it.
That GB soup will drink it.
But you know what? I had to drink it cold. I want to enjoy it.
I can drink it hot, I can drink it cold. Me, I ain't here. But I'm just I'm not in the mood to discuss. I don't want to make it a talking point.
Because the thing is, like it or not, for the most part, we drive the conversation. We drive the narrative.
People want to make
a lot of people take cue from here. I'm just saying it. A lot of people take cue from here and make it the talking point. So there are certain things that I don't want to give some level of relevance. There are certain things I don't want to really make it relevant than it is.
Right.
To some people it matters, but to me, it's not a problem for me personally. Because let me say this, let me not be distracted. You see George Weah? George Weah will do anything to gain his popularity back. That is because popularity is the one that gave him the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
George Weah did not get the presidency because he's smart. He didn't get the presidency because he has money. He didn't get the presidency because he is the most intelligent person. No. George Weah got the presidency because of popularity.
I agree.
And that popularity is shrinking on a daily basis. It's dying down. That popularity, in fact, is no longer there. What he has now is the presidency. What he has now is power and money. And he got that through corruption. So, in order to regain that popularity, he had to use the money and power. But it's hard to work. Popularity is something that can come naturally by doing what is right, or by being good at certain things. For example, George Weah got popularity because he knew how to play soccer very well. He did that very, very well. How he managed it, that one is a different discussion. But yes, indeed, he made himself popular by being a very good soccer player. But you must be good at something to be popular at it. You know, Obama is very popular because Obama was an inspirational speaker. Very, very inspirational when he speaks. And you understand the first time you listen to him. And when Obama speaks, it enters your soul. If you can understand it. George Weah, when he's speaking, people can be afraid before he make mistake. When he's speaking, people can be afraid. They don't even want, like just that they did with Joseph Barker, they don't want people to ask him question because they're afraid of being, drifting from the line. Because that was clearly, restricted. Say, hey, go, just like your man deal with him.
Mhm.
Go this, finish. Buckeye, go and read the thing, finish, no question, no anything. Because if you have to answer any question, you know,
Your president will
you'll drop the ball.
Yeah.
Remember, I said before that when Buckeye go to any interview, he's gonna drop the ball.
Yeah.
And immediately when he went to the interview, he said, you know, he depends on banks for his upkeeping. And the next interview, he said, "Yeah, I got pacemaker because of the pressure from for 12 years, as vice president and the stress of the campaign. I went to doctor, they checked me, they said I got heart problem. That's why I got pacemaker. So
You're opening on.
So are we taking calls?
I don't know if you want
People
to.
gotta call. The people gotta call. They get you listen to you.
The 2 hour finish, Rijo.
Yeah, but
You want
they
to
put
call?
on small. Yeah, they put on small.
Let's have a 4 or 5 calls.
If I let call, Benio.
Yeah, I like to hear people's views.
All right.
We'll tell about 5 calls, Tell. So those of you who want to contribute as well, that have my number, especially to the guys.
So what kind of number you give me? Your number is
My direct number, yeah.
Oh, you give me a direct number now?
No. I'm saying those of them who already have my boy, they already got my number.
Oh, so you get special for them?
No, my boy, they got my number.
Jaco, there corruption there.
Wait, I think we got a caller.
Very
on.
much so.
No? Let me put a caller on. Caller, what's your name?
That probably everybody do the troublemaker.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah. What's your take?
I was just listening to you guys' analysis from the beginning of the show concerning the prediction for 2023.
Yes, sir.
2023 is going to be a tricky election. You know, when in the Western world, whenever there's an election, they hire a team of experts to do something they call an autopsy. They always want to know what happened in the previous election. That way you can make decision and some prognostication of the next election.
Right.
The election of 2017, we always use our emotion rather than looking at logic. If you go back to 2017 election, you will want to ask yourself, the thing about Georgia is you don't have to be a popular president to beat Georgia or candidate to beat Georgia. That election comes down to 2 candidates on the ballot, A versus B. Like I said, it's always easy to make a choice when you have less options. The Liberian people are one of the most sophisticated voters you will find anywhere around the world. We just don't pay attention to how they make their choices. That's where the problem comes from.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do our own analysis rather than listening to the voter, but they never get anything wrong. When they wanted Chancellor, they say, you came my man, you came my power, we vote for you. When it came between Madam Sally and George, we had twice, they made that decision. We just saw it again recently in Monserrato County. That election was never about Thomas Fowler and Dillon. It was about George and Dillon. It was their way of telling Georgia that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Come 2023, we're going to send you a message that the whole CDC merit-making thing is over with. That's why Dillon was able to beat CDC. No matter how much money they spent, whether it was about building roads and doing transformer and giving Thomas Fowler all the reasons, they didn't care. It beat Thomas Fowler resoundingly in 14 out of 17 districts. We saw it with the midterm election, how the CPP overperformed. But here's the thing. We just might get the same scenario like in 2017. The voters always told me from day one they wanted change. They wanted a candidate who was outside of the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
I told people, if you look at the numbers of 2017, if you really do an analysis, it's just a simple question. Why would 45% of the electorate decide to sit home when the election and the future of the country hangs in the balance between Georgia and Joseph Walker?
Mm-hmm. There
is something important they call electoral fatigue. When people are tired with a system or with a particular political party, they could care less about your performances. They just decided that they never wanted anything associated with the Unity Party. That out of desperation, they could choose Georgia, even though they didn't like Georgia, but they were going to take Georgia over Joseph Walker.
Yep.
And guess what? Do you know the people that sat home in 2017, just 40% of that number who have the election?
Yes.
So you will ask yourself, why in a critical election, 4 out of every 10 voters decided not to participate? Because they never wanted the 2 candidates on the ballot.
Okay.
So if you look at analysis, then you go back to the number and be like, okay, if you want to tell me that the Liberian people will choose to sit out of an election because they hate or they don't like the two candidates, then it means that the numbers coming from that 2017 election was in real for sure. Because here's the thing. If anybody voted for Bronskin or Cummings going into the second round, they are most likely to vote for Joseph Boakai than for George Weah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Anybody that voted for Cummings or Bronskin in round number one were most likely, maybe 75 to 80% of the time, were going to vote for George Weah. So if we go into round number two, where you have the numbers shrink from 18 to just 2, how possible can George Weah take the vast majority of the vote and then the rest of the electorate decide to boycott Joseph Boakai? The only logical conclusion you can make from that scenario was the number in round number one may have been inflected to favor Joseph Boakai because they wanted him in round number two. That's the only logical explanation you can give me. Because, like I said, Steve Bolin, when 2005 and 2000 election, when you went to round number two, the reason CDC boycotted 2011, they knew that they were going to be defeated. There was no argument about it. You put Madam Selim and George Weah on the ballot 99% of the time, Madam Selim will beat George Weah. It's not because she's the most likable candidate. It's not because she's the most popular Liberian president ever or candidate running for the election. It's just that it's a choice between A and B. And it's easy for people to make a decision when it's on the two. That's why I'm saying, if you take your emotional and the partisan politics and you look at it from a logical standpoint, you know, the people from the Unity Party, they always pretend as if to say 2017 never happened. They can act as if it was a first time running for the presidency. They forget to realize that we just came from an election just 5 or 4 years ago, but they will not take the overall picture into consideration. And that's why I think the voters are sitting on the sideline again because they know the thing's a 3-horse race. They either end up with a Boakai or Cummings. And based on those two candidates, that's how the Liberian people, I believe, they will respond. Because we have seen the way before with the CPP, how the CPP was doing better. But then you will ask yourself, we are 1.5 years away from the election. We cannot see that momentum building in favor of the CPP. We can agree they might come together later. But the question is how soon? And what are some of the indicators that can project that we might be able to put this thing against Georgia? And that connection, we haven't seen it yet. That's what I'm saying. The election outcome of 2023, it will come down to who become that ultimate person that will get to round number 2 to compete against Joshua. I 100%, I don't know about other people, they got their own view, but I'm just looking at 2017 data and looking at the political dynamics. If we settle on Joseph Boakai again, we are most likely to end up with 2017 results. That's why I think we will need to try somebody different. We will roll it down to somebody else and give it a try. Because I believe if Boakai had met Bronskin, if Georgia had met Bronskin, there would have been no Georgia presidency today.
Right.
If Georgia had met Cummings in round number 2, there would have been no Georgia presidency today. The only reason we got Georgia, it was because people were just sick and tired with anything with the label of a unity party.
Okay.
And the Liberian people, I believe, will not go back to anything that resembles unity party.
Thank you.
That's where we are talking about. And the voters are watching the game. They're looking to see how this thing will break. If it break Cummings, we will roll it down. If it breaks Joseph Boakai, we might end up with 2017 again repeated for the second time.
Most definitely.
So Cyrus,
yes.
So are you saying if assuming that Joseph Boakai runs and he end up going for the second round with George Weah, we don't know yet if George Weah going to run, but if that happens, so it means that George Weah will beat Boakai again?
It's not impossible, but I mean it's not improbable, I would say. It's just that it's giving you a much higher percentage in terms of ratio. You're going to do risk to reward. It gives you a much advantage going against Boakai as compared to Ogale Cummings. Ogale Cummings can go and say, I'm a change candidate. I'm outside the system. I know I'm working government. I haven't been corrupt. I haven't taken any state resources or looted government cover. Joseph Boakai will be defending the image of the Unity Party. Can we make that argument for the Unity Party?
No.
We cannot. If the Liberian people wanted to maintain the status quo, they would have voted for Joseph Boaga in 2017. They couldn't get the content to a Georgia. They know Joseph Boaga is more competent than Georgia. He brings most experience than Georgia. The question is, why would they skip Joseph Boaga for Georgia?
Right.
Because it's just a customary politics in Liberia that has been proven over 200 years that the Liberian people have never repeated a ruling party. Our politics is not based on institution. It's based on individual. I tell people, you take coming from ANC is dead. You take Baga from Unity Party, United Party is dead. You take Banaseli from Unity Party is dead. The whole idea about resuscitating Unity Party against a pipe dream, it will never happen. The true win party never did it in 133 years. MPP that won with the biggest landslide in modern presidential politics couldn't repeat it. So what make you think Unity Party that left with low approval rate will come back and regain power? You must be dreaming.
So
everybody want to play the emotional politics. Nobody want to look at the logic. Nobody want to be real. Everybody want to maintain the status quo. I'm sticking with my party. Try it again and see what happens.
So Sarah,
I tell people, yes.
Just before you go, I wanted to affirm this because you said something that is very important that we need to go back to really quick. So does that mean the election in 2017, not the election in around 2014, that senatorial race with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's son and President George Weah at the time, when he was an aspirant for the senatorial seat, does that mean that it was a signal that the Liberian people will not vote for Unity Party come 2017?
If you go back to that senatorial election, right?
Yes.
CDC overperformed in Monserrato County twice. That had they came up with a theory that Monserrato County is that stronghold.
Okay.
But what people will never tell you was, in 2014, when Robert Sirleaf ran for the Senate, look, sometimes they say election got different dynamics. No two elections are the same. It's not common in our politics for the president's son to run for office. That's why you see Madam Sirleaf never even supported Robert Sirleaf. She understands the politics of Liberia. It just don't send a good image out there.
Okay.
That your mom is president and the son want to be a senator.
Yeah.
And you leveraging the mom's political party. That's why she rejected him. But one thing people fail to realize was, in Monserrato County in 2017, there were more than 400,000 registered voters in Monserrato County. How much Georgia won with 88,000 votes? That is 20% of the electorate. It means 80% never voted for Georgia.
Yes.
But guess what? There was not a competitive candidate who could make the case against Georgia. So everybody sat on the sideline again. It all depends who you're running. It's not about popularity. It all depends about the quality of the candidates you are running. What happened in Grand Bazaar County? Normally Kanga won with the slimmest of margin. It's not because she was better, but people couldn't go back to Western Finley who were protein. The Bazolan were like, bro, you were fourth in command, you were sending protein. You didn't do a damn thing. Why make it we can take you back to be senator again in Grand Bazaar County where you can be a regular senator? You're not even going to be a protein again. Why is the logic for all to vote for you again?
Yeah. That is true.
Thank you, Sarah.
That is so true.
Thank you so much. Let me take another call here. Thank you.
How you going to go? You should go up.
No, I can go.
No,
let me get a call up.
Go. That why you missed the call.
I want to call. They always dropping.
Yeah.
Always hitting other people.
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
This is Jackson. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Jackson.
Yeah, Steve, it's you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a cross against you. You know that, right?
Okay. For what?
The last time my sister put her in Zialetule, I want to call. He said you're gonna call me back. You never called me back.
Who's that?
His sister put you in Zialetule?
Who is sister?
I want to the show that the last time you were discussing Kumi legal issue. My sister put her in Zialetule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I called.
His sister tell us in Zialetule.
I'm gonna call you back. You never called me back.
Yeah, my man. Sorry that day. Sorry.
All right.
My man, you here now?
All right.
No grudges.
The guy that get left behind. All the analysis you gave was flawed.
Okay.
It was flawed in the sense that the reason election will get simple. If you in a political party, you let's say let me get a people analysis with QSP. QSP run the show. You the whole circle, still the co-host. You leave the show. You say I retire, or the show say they say you change from the show to another show. They say recommend somebody to take over the show. You say I can't recommend Steve because I don't think Steve. I don't want Steve to be there. Steve, I said that I will need a younger person to take care of the show.
Oh,
That alone makes people not get trust in Steve. Even Steve say I want to stay, they go say, but your former boss don't have no trust in you. That's what happened. They confuse the Liberia people. Joseph Boakai should have won that election.
So what does that say? So what does that say about Joseph Boakai? Somebody worked with for 12 years as vice president. You could not serve as a character witness for you.
No, because I said that thing that go around in favor and you feel like you're gonna backfire. Why you?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about. Why is there that? Listen, my brother. Listen. Why is it that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who served as president for 12 years, and Boakai served under her as vice president? Why is it that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf could not have a trust in Boakai to carry on their legacy?
The reason was very simple.
Yeah.
There are a lot of projects that are on Ellen that just to say about what
to do what? How? Where in the world could Boakai do or say to Ellen when he was apart? Come on, man. You're mad at the regime that he resigned? Yeah, okay, but then you can't resign. Then you're not credible. How? As a matter of fact, where in the world you serve with this person as vice president, as the second person in command for 12 years? What moral ground you were going to stand on to change? You're going to prosecute Ellen? Is he going to be exempted?
When you serve in the government, you see a lot of things that people don't see. The man was there.
Yeah, but you were part of it. He was part of it. So he couldn't have had the audacity or the courage to go and prosecute Ellen because they all did it together.
This is the president that went and competed against or vice president or another candidate. Now she get 1.2 million in the current budget. A project for her. You trust her?
Yeah, but can I ask you a question, my brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so okay, we agree that Ellen got 1.2 million in the budget. Can we also go back to the fact that Joseph Boakai also was giving money to get treated?
For what?
To get treated, which George Weah himself said that Joseph Boakai should be here. When now? No. They call it more.
Man. My brother, thank you.
Thank you for your feedback.
I'm not Joseph Boakai Fenede. I'm not even interested in Joseph Boakai becoming president.
Who are you interested in?
Gongo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that made a case for Gongo.
What made you? No. What made you Gongo can make a better president?
You got a track record.
Of what? Of being president?
He resigned from the corrupt regime and fought against.
You see? So you see why I catch you now? Why Boakai did not resign? You see? Gongo is a better person because he resigned from a corrupt regime. And Boakai, who was part of the regime all the way to the end, you don't want to go to the government. Is he government accountable?
Don't go resign. And vote against. And listen, my issue how with energy was you play all the guys over there. The Bronski, the Winston Thomas, all the educated guys should roll over there. They said all click. She wants to ride it. And she said and not to stand to all as she is. I'm not trying to insult her, but you stand to the major role in the brain project. Then what the educated was doing? Why would you get into 1.2 million now? You can't get 1.2 million to GFK. What project you got to control? Why?
Thank you,
all right, thank you very much.
Steve, he told you you are.
I hope I ain't problem on you again because you're talking. Okay, thank you, my brother. I will see you for the never soon. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So the man made the case. The man made the case against himself.
Hey, who's that?
The man said, Joseph Baka did not prefer Kennedy.
How you call it?
But Joseph Baka was supposed to win the election. And then who's supposed to be a better president? He said Tawan Gonglo. Why? Because the man resigned from all from no, the man resigned from a corrupt government.
Yeah, then
A corrupt government. Oh, it criticized the government, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the Joseph Baka
is a corrupt vice president from a corrupt government. Oh, but I mean, what we were saying? So then he collect money, I would turn it down.
And Joseph Baka believed that the government was corrupt. But you were there.
Yeah, and he collected all
He
the
stayed
money.
there till the end.
He refused any money. He refused the brand envelope. He refused. We're talking.
No, you know, let me tell you. In the coming days,
Oh, yeah.
now when the George Weah government, though, we will go to the budget,
Yeah.
and to also explain to the Liberian people the salary of the president, of the vice president, and how we tell you the budget, because you know what, when you hear now, you know the vice president was taking about 2 million plus, right?
Yeah.
For his office. But how much was going to him directly?
Yes.
For 12 years, after which they may stay depending on the bank for his upkeeping.
Yeah, so say you're responsible now. Yeah, you get money.
So we'll also talk about the people in the Senate. How much money they are getting?
Yeah.
When you hear the budget for the deputy speaker, you hold your head. You hear the budget for the speaker, you want to run under the car to kill yourself.
Yeah.
If you, it's kind of like stupid that the richer country in the world, the United States, Liberian representatives are making more money than the representative of the United States.
Imagine that. But they still can't beg the United States.
Does that make sense to you? We'll talk about that next time. So we got to leave it there.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be here again. Let me make the announcement really quick.
Yeah,
tomorrow we'll be here. We could have a surprise guest. We're trying to confirm with someone that's very interested in coming for us to talk.
Very interested.
Coming to have a conversation on the SKTV. The person reached out, so we're trying to confirm it. Once we confirm it today, we'll let you know tomorrow as a surprise guest. We also have what he need. Your boy, he wanted to come on. What he need for Liberty Party? What he need?
For Liberty Party?
Yeah. We are letting go from England. I just forgot the name.
Councillor?
Tomorrow is so noisy and busy. Yeah.
I gotta keep my Google Chrome open for other people's words.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're trying to confirm the thing. Tomorrow we're trying to have Abraham do that and Isaac Jackson. So
Lord have mercy.
Isaac Jackson hair is a lexicon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Isaac Jackson hair is a dictionary by itself.
Yeah,
that's why I said I gotta keep my Google open.
But you know the funny thing? Both Isaac Jackson and the other guy,
who?
Martin?
No, the other guy who is a lawyer for.
Oh, what a name! Oh, what a council! I just forgot the name.
Arthur Johnson.
Oh, that's what that people are too.
And Serena Sipa, all of them,
No, all the people are better than Serena Sipa.
No, I'm saying Serena Sipa, like BB War, he go memorize on him.
But Serena Sipa, we talking here, he doesn't look.
He just a serious confusion.
Serena Sipa, when he talking here, he doesn't look okay to me. So Serena Sipa, you know, like, let me tell you, Serena Sipa, you know what
I said Jackson most of all.
Yeah, let me tell you what Serena Sipa can do. It is very funny. Serena Sipa, after the court day, There's a restaurant that he can always go. When you go there, you'll be talking. You'll not be talking in secret. You'll be talking. Even during the cabinet general case, you know what he did? He went. He started somewhere. Yeah, I didn't want to. The man went and sat on there. He said, "Oh, yeah, man, we got it. We got a number. We got all the senators together now. How they finish get their thing?"
Wow.
Yeah, the man Wayne was drunk. He drinks, he drink. He got tired drinking. He spaced time. Some of us that dropping from a mouth. They're talking, yeah, but man, oh, if you know, the number we get it. We got, you get it. You got it to tell the senator. I said, my man, they put all the things receiving the envelope. I wouldn't person give you a small heart. You call the person. I don't want to call it. Yeah, in the restaurant, not like somewhere, not like somewhere at home. Very now, they may say, yeah. I just thought that you just said. Imagine what you just did with the judge in the case. He was a lawyer. After the case, they said, I just thought that you just did. Yeah, the man said, we just try to come with that number. But so a few senators will give you a problem. But all the other people definitely got in there, the thing. Yeah. Oh, so my man called me so but that is this the lawyer guy that can be not that he was a lawyer, when not the my friend called me and said, oh, is this the lawyer guy that can be, defending the government lawyer that can be at the court there? I said, yeah, that's him. He could just hear him. Say, oh yeah, we get it. The number, we really got a number now. Now talking. Yeah, that kind of person will give you a hard time. But what? He's talking loud.
Just in the public with that.
In public.
Oh my God.
Admitting the corruption.
That's so wrong.
He doesn't even know that he was being recorded. He didn't even know.
You set your user up.
Yeah. And then you call the senator and they wanted to give you a hard time. Yeah. What? But I tell you, say, I tell you, they want one year. We're not going to do it. No, but at least we got it one year. We got that one. He calling people name in public. Yeah. That's why when you see Senator Sifo, he can't even believe that he is a Solicitor General because he knows he's not competent to be Solicitor General. He's corrupt. He's a crook. He in bed with Ellen Concro when they're killing people. For spiritual benefit of all in doing ritualistic killing.
Ritualistic.
Yeah, he is doing that, and you listen to the man on a phone call conversation when they later recorded him. You think if it's not in Liberia, Senator Stephen will be Solicitor General?
Oh, absolutely not. Only in Liberia. Ooh, no.
Senator Stephen. Yeah. We got a number now. I told you.
So say could the man say eat it to that restaurant?
Yeah. Even this week you were there.
So I know that's something that food in that restaurant. Any hyper.
Even last week, this week he was there. Everyone he said, I just the other way you're talking. Don't play the record.
Don't play the record here.
I just talked to the how you call it? The teacher. We get a number. Make sure we bring a number. We get it. Oh, we got a number. That's not.
It's a shame.
We'll give us more hard time.
Yeah, but that one.
Well, all the people that got the thing.
Yeah, all of them got a deal.
No, I told you. Either you.
I'm gonna get a thing.
And why he was saying that he was sweating. Sweating like crazy. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But I mean, it is what it is. We got to call it a day. I think it was a good show. Tell anything else before we go?
Nothing on my end. Nothing.
Tomorrow we'll be here. Y'all, thank you for following us. We're looking for best friends, so we'll play bestie again and close the show.
You better go make Gio your best friend.
So you remember what I told you today? I said the man was talking soft like that. You looking for friends?
Tell that not my friend.
Let me give
Tell
you
our friend on somewhere they want to take picture of the president. So tell our friend they have the
You better find a friend like come here, la Vira.
You have friend like
but honestly, I want to be friendly with the president too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Course, yes.
But I want to be I don't want to be friendly with you. So I can tell the man. To stop stealing our money. No, I want to be close to the president. So I can advise him to tell him, my man, this is not how you do it. Stop stealing our money. You acting like white chicken. Everybody like you, but you go jump in the royal oil. Oh, somebody call him. We'll finish the show. No, we're not taking no more calls.
Yes, sorry.
Yes, sorry, please.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, call tomorrow. So tell. Good night. Today.
Tell bye. You get best friend, and now we're not best friend with you again.
Oh, I mean, our best friend.
Well, me, I'm friend with you.
Because
if you're a best friend, you when they face that problem.
But tell on a serious note, I got a lot of complaints about you now in my inbox.
Yeah. I know.
Some of the screenshot.
I wanted to get fired. I don't know why it's taking so long.
No, we're not going to fire you, boy. We're not going to fire you, boy. We'll make sure we'll drink the shit when it's cold.
Well, cool, I'm ready.
All right, good night.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
So, Steve said, what kind of thing we should play again?
They're not friend. We're looking for a friend now. Unless you want to play enjoyment, then you can play the enjoyment. That's fun.
Yeah.
Just play the one.
Oh, you want to play enjoyment? No.
Yeah, play that one. That will.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll find a friend again.
You don't even know my story. You don't even know your story, though. Oh, yeah, you know, on the Pavi and Loca. So moral. You post a new car on Facebook. But that's so la la. You working better. Loving and arguing, jealous, say you photo. My advice for you, in my way, I gotta confess. Confession. You gotta confess. You must have the impression. Enjoyment. God your blessing. Enjoyment. No more stressing. Enjoyment. God your blessing. Enjoyment. No more stressing.
It's never gonna be another man trash, just another man treasure. Another man fool was another man poison. Got your good, according to your measurement. Got your good, according to your measurement.